Behind the Red Line, Episode 36. The Alphabet Killer, the photographer who hunted women by their initials. Most killers hunt for opportunity. Some hunt for power, but every once in a while, a predator emerges who hunts for something stranger. Personal, obsessive, a signature carved into the darkest parts of their mind. For decades, women disappeared from California and Nevada, women living on the margins, women surviving through sex work, women society refused to protect. They were found strangled, posed, discarded. Their initials matched. R, C, C, P, P, C, C again. Investigators whispered about a pattern. Communities panicked, and on the West Coast, a legend was born. The Alphabet Killer. His real name was Joseph Naso, a traveling photographer, a diary keeper, a man who blended into crowds, and a predator whose crimes stretched longer than some detectives' careers. Tonight we step into the quiet menace of his world. The lonely highways, the motel rooms, the photographs, and the chilling journals where he recorded his fantasies in perfect detail. This is Behind the Red Line, Episode 36. The Alphabet Killer, the photographer who hunted women by their initials. Joseph Naso wasn't charismatic. He wasn't charming or magnetic like some serial killers. He wasn't even socially clever. What made him dangerous was how unremarkable he seemed. A quiet man, a mild face, a freelance photographer who drifted between California and Nevada, taking pictures of women taking side jobs, renting small rooms no one remembered. Predators love invisibility. Naso perfected it. He lived alone, kept to himself, but his private world was overflowing with darkness. Thousands of photos, hundreds of entries in violent journals, lists of women, and notes about fetishes so violent they made detectives physically ill. And beneath all of that, the pattern that would eventually expose him, women with matching initials. 1970s. California wasn't a safe place for marginalized women. Sex workers vanished constantly. Police didn't track missing women from the streets. Families didn't always know where their daughters were living. And predators moved freely between cities. The first bodies appeared like isolated tragedies. A woman found near a rural road. Another posed in a field. Another left in a ditch, like discarded trash. Different counties, different years, different lifestyles. The authorities didn't see a pattern, but Naso did, because he made it. He chose women with vulnerable living situations, sex work involvement, addiction struggles, unstable housing, survival motivations, and initials that matched. He selected them like entries on a list only he understood. To him, killing wasn't chaos, it was organization. When investigators later reviewed Naso's journals, they found something sickening: lists of women, carefully written, with matching initials. One page, Pamela Parsons, P.P. Nice lady, I strangled her in 1977. Calm handwriting, no emotion, no remorse. Another page, Carmen C.C. Met her in Oakland. She was trouble, took care of it. The same name as one of the original Alphabet Murders victims in New York in the 1970s. But Naso wasn't connected to those. This was his own twisted mimicry. He took the idea and turned it into his private ritual. Women with double initials were trophies, completion marks, checklists. Naso wasn't just killing, he was curating. This series honors the victims, not the man who killed them. Joseph Naso specifically targeted women doing survival sex work, unhoused women, women with addiction struggles, immigrant women, women who lived invisible lives, women the police didn't look for, women he believed no one would miss. He picked women society overlooked and turned that invisibility into his camouflage. Predators like Naso know exactly who is unprotected. They know which women can vanish without triggering an alarm. And they exploit that. From the early 1970s to the late 1990s, women kept disappearing. California highways, Nevada deserts, rural roads, motel dumpsters, canyon edges. His signature method: strangulation and posing the bodies. No DNA tech in the 70s, no cross-county databases, no national tracking for sex worker disappearances. He slipped through every crack. For years, the deaths were treated as unrelated tragedies, unsolved murders, cold files. Only decades later would investigators open the boxes and see the pattern emerging behind the dust. The break in the case came from an unexpected place: a probation search of Naso's home in 2010 for an unrelated theft case. What detectives found made their blood run cold. Thousands of photographs of women, many unconscious. Mannequins posed as if for violence. Lists of women's names, coded references to attacks. Diary entries describing killings as projects. Maps of dumping sites. and notes about double initial girls. This search became the turning point. Investigators realized the mild-mannered photographer was documenting his murders. Like a collector cataloging artwork, Naso represented himself in court, an arrogant move from a man convinced he was smarter than everyone else. But the evidence was overwhelming: DNA journals, photographs, patterns, victim histories, geographic links, time-stamped travelogues. Jurors described his journals as one of the most disturbing things ever presented in a courtroom. The judge said, "You are evil, pure evil." He was sentenced to death, but the chilling part, many investigators believe there are more victims, many more. Some entries referenced women never identified, never reported missing, never found. Women who simply vanished into the margins of the West Coast. Joseph Naso didn't kill because he was brilliant or powerful or cunning. He killed because he knew his victims wouldn't be protected. He killed because society ignored the women he targeted. Because missing sex workers didn't make headlines. Because rural counties didn't share data. Because homeless women didn't trigger search teams. His murders thrived in invisibility. Behind the red line exists to make sure these women do not stay invisible. Their initials were not symbols, not trophies, not check marks. They were lives, and they mattered. This is Behind the Red Line, Episode 36, The Alphabet Killer, Joseph Naso and the Women the World Didn't Protect.